It's actually merciful of God. You have to be born again. Now I'm born again, and now it's just the opposite. Every day I become more and more alive in Jesus Christ on into eternity. Jesus is awakening this man to his true condition. If you want to enter into life, keep the commandments. Jesus says to this man, he tells him this not because such a thing is possible to keep God's commandments perfectly, but he tells him this in order to expose his inability to achieve eternal life on his own, and to show him how deceived he was to believe he could. So just keep God's commandments. And the man answers, well, which ones? So Jesus tells him, verse 18, don't murder, don't commit adultery, don't steal, don't bear false witness, honor your parents, and love your neighbor as yourself. So all the commandments of God are summed up ultimately in the Decalogue, the 10 Commandments, Exodus 20, Deuteronomy 5. The 10 Commandments were given by God to Moses on 2 tablets of stone. The first tablet held the commandments that pertained to a human being's relationship with God. You shall have no other gods. You shall make no graven images, no idols. Do not take God's name in vain. Don't take it disrespectfully. And keep God's holy day, the Sabbath, holy. The second tablet of stone contained the other 6 commandments, those that pertain to a human being's relationship with other human beings, of which Jesus recites 5 of them. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness, honor your father and your mother. And then he quotes a commandment from Leviticus 19. We just happened to look at this last Wednesday if you want to listen to the teaching. It's at the end of verse 19, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. That's a phrase that sums up the whole second tablet of the 10 Commandments. If you love your neighbor, you're not going to murder them. You're not going to be sleeping with their wife or stealing from them. On and on. If this man's view of himself, in his view, he was keeping all the commandments. In fact, there's a tone of impatience when he says, all those things I've kept from my youth. It's like he was expecting some great thing that he would need to do to prove himself worthy of eternal life. And whatever it is, being the successful, self-made man he was, you just tell me what it is and I'll be able to do it. Just tell me. But instead, he finds himself being retaught lessons he was given from childhood in Sunday school. And it's like he's insulted. I've done all that. What else do I lack? See, obviously, he had not kept God's commandments perfectly, because he still has incompleteness and he still has dissatisfaction with his seemingly perfect life. He knew there was something missing, he just didn't know what it is. So Jesus tells him, oh, you want to be perfect, go sell what you have, give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Come follow me. What Jesus does in essence is he holds up the first tablet of the first commandments, the one that deals with a person's relationship with God. The one that begins, you shall have no other gods before me. See, when this man looks at the tablet of the 10 Commandments, when he looks at one of them, it's like, wow, I look really good. I'm a good-looking guy, and I'm keeping all the commandments. I'm not murdering, not stealing, not committing adultery. But when he's confronted with the other tablet of the commandments, he sees who he really is. He sees, it's like when I wake up in the morning and I walk past the mirror, whoa, what's that horrible monster right there that I see in the mirror? Well, that's who I really am before the washcloth and the shower and the shampoo and the razor and the comb and the toothpaste and the coffee and everything else. That horrible monster is the real me. That's this guy as he looks in the first tablet of the 10 Commandments and sees the man who worships money and fame and pleasure. Oh man, who's that miserable wretch whose whole life is controlled by the god of materialism? Well, it's the same guy, and that's your problem, because everybody worships something. You may think that I'm worshiping God, but what does your life tell the rest of the world? There's some driving passion that gets me out of bed in the morning, that which controls my time and my bank account and who I hang around with, that which I will sacrifice anything for. I'll sacrifice my Sunday morning for this. I'll sacrifice going to church. I'll sacrifice, my money for this instead of giving it to God. It's what consumes my life. For this man, it was money. When Jesus says, if you want to be perfect, he's saying literally, if you want to satisfy that deep need that you have and be complete, lack nothing, then put God first. That part is no different for everybody.